Good evening, my name's Alex Campbell and you're watching the 19th episode of Dissecting Who. On this episode I'll be dissecting Rose, the first episode of New Who.
Run!
In 1989, after 26 seasons, Doctor Who was cancelled due to falling ratings and a lack of public enthusiasm. But in 1996, the show was brought back with a brand new television movie. Yay! The movie failed to gain any interest with new or old fans. Probably because it was a massive pile of shit. Nine years later, the show was back in television format on the BBC, helmed by Russell T Davies. Yay!
Hey, here's my woman. Get off.
Shut up.
The opening scene with Rose leaving for work has a lot of energy, and the fast-paced editing and exciting music do a lot to grab the audience's attention, although Mickey did annoy me right from the get-go. I really respect the use of the autons in this episode. It was a nice tip to the hat to fans of the original series. And the horror suspense tone is right on point in this sequence as well. Christopher Eccleston is obviously a great leading man. I've talked to a lot of people about Doctor Who over the years and I've never heard anyone say that they didn't like his Doctor, which is saying a lot, and his ability to balance humour and serious drama is very impressive.
We're falling through space, you and me. Clinging to the skin of this tiny little world, and if we let go... That's who I am.
Billy Piper's reaction to this building exploding is an example of really poor acting. I mean, it's just not realistic. Who sees a building explode and is like... I think most people, if they were standing across the road from a massive 5-story building exploding, would probably, I don't know, RUN! Also, I don't know why she takes the mannequin's arm home. That makes no sense to me. What are her motivations here? I'm not a fan of this slapstick style action sequence. Tonally, it's just cringeworthy for me. But I could understand why some people would find it humorous and entertaining, I guess.
I told Mickey to chuck that out. You're the same. Give a man a plastic can. Anyway, I don't even know your name. Doctor, what was it?
This tracking shot is nice, and the actors do a good job of delivering their dialogue.
Are you the police?
No, I was just passing through. I'm a long way from home.
But what have I done wrong? How come those plastic things keep coming after me?
Oh, suddenly the entire world revolves around you. You were just an accident. You got in the way, that's all.
Eccleston's epic monologue and mysterious departure do a good job for setting up the Doctor's depth and importance. So Rose uses the search engine searchwise.net in this scene. I feel like the BBC just could have given Google a free plug. Yeah, just punch Doctor into the search engine. That'll give you the relevant information that you're seeking. Clive's blatant exposition is a necessary scene for new viewers. It sets up who the Doctor is, and it's executed quite well. but I could see how it could be a little bit tedious for people who already understand the Doctor's character.
The Doctor is a legend woven throughout history. When disaster comes, he's there. He brings the storm in his wake. And he has one constant companion.
Who's that?
Death.
If I was Rose in this scene, I would point out that this photo is obviously photoshopped. Once again, the scene where Mickey gets attacked by the bin just didn't work for me tonally. I would have liked something more serious. And when the bin burps, it's just not funny in my opinion. How Rose doesn't realize that Mickey's plastic is very perplexing to me. I mean, he obviously looks plastic.
What are we gonna do tonight? I fancy a pizza.
Pizza. Pizza.
Or Chinese.
Pizza.
And he's acting like a complete freak. She just has no abilities of perception, I guess. But it makes no sense to me at all. If I got into a car with someone and they're like, pizza, and it looked plastic, I'd be like, what is going on? The interior set for the TARDIS is well designed, and the scale is impressive, especially in comparison to Classic Who's budget. Rose does point out that the London Eye is the transmitter that the Doctor's been looking for.
Like a dish, like a wheel, radio, close to where we're standing. Must be completely invisible. What?
Although I'm not quite sure whether this justifies the Doctor inviting her to be his companion at the end. The CGI in this scene has not aged well. It sticks out like a sore thumb, and I think they would have been better off trying to achieve this effect with something practical.
Oh, don't give me that. It's an invasion, plain and simple. Don't talk about constitutional rights.
This episode has a solid third act with lots of tension and suspense, and I especially like the scene where Clive gets jacked in front of his family. Yes! This sequence of shots really showcases the budget for this newly refreshed show, and I can't help but think about all the producers of Classic Who and how after watching this sequence they would have been envious of how much money the BBC gave Russell to make this show. Rose Tyler is not the type of person I would like in real life, and while her character doesn't really work for me, I do think that Billie Piper does a good job of portraying a superficial blonde bimbo. In conclusion, this episode does a good job of doing what a pilot should do, even though it's not really a pilot. It sets up the characters, the tone, and the world really well. But most of all, it succeeded by resonating with new and old fans and bringing Doctor Who back into public popularity. Unlike the movie, which fucking sucked! Thank you for watching, and it'd really help out if you could like, subscribe, and in the comments tell me how I got all the facts wrong and how my opinion is null and void. Thank you, and good night.